back in action here. So just continuing to go through the siding here at Reba, and then coming up very shortly, as soon as the siding ends, then we're going to be into the pit at Reba. So there was a very large ballast pit located here. One of the things that you'll notice here, lots of areas of blowdown. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's prone, this area is prone to have, like when they have thunderstorms, to get little microbursts. But you'll see these as we kind of work our way along. Areas where the trees have all been blown down. And obviously the places where they're close to the grade, they've been cut up. You can see where we're at in terms of the colors. We're actually probably past peak. And you can see a lot of the deciduous trees, the poplar and the birch, have lost their leaves. Even the tamaracks are starting to turn color. However, a lot of the lower vegetation is still kind of hanging around. So stuff closer to the ground is in some cases still green. Still see fairly well. Okay, what do I have here? I got something marked on here. Oh, I got a telegraph pole. So yeah, where's the telegraph pole? Back there. Right in through the trees there. Now that's a super tall one. At some point, because of the pit, the telegraph poles actually switch over to the west side of the grade, which is very unusual, but I guess they were trying to stay out of the way of the pit. So another little cut through here. Not sure what the signage is about. So somewhere around here, maybe here, the siding starts to come to an end and pulls in, because we're coming up pretty soon. We're coming up to the pit. And there's some neat things to take a look at there. Kind of a pretty section through here. We've got a lake up over there. Where is that part of the English River? I don't know. Again, you could start to see the geography of the area, why they had a pit here. You can see all the sand here. You can see right here, you can see they started to dig material out. That may have dated back to the construction of the railway line. You can see ties and timbers. Okay, so here is the start of the pit at Reba. You can actually see ties here. So I don't know if these were ties for the spur for the pit. So here you can actually see some legacies, very interesting legacies of the railway line. Actually, did we miss a telegraph pole? Okay, let's loop back and then we'll come back here. We missed the telegraph pole. So you'll actually see where the telegraph poles for sure start in on the too many things in a very, very small area. Yeah, there's the pole. So again, the telegraph poles switch over to the west side of the grade. And so you can see one of those poles. Okay, so let's go back over here. And we'll talk a little bit about Reba Pit. Again, you can see the material that's been dug out. So we're not going to go in there. We want to respect people's property here, but obviously somebody's got a couple little camp set up and they're using old railway cars. So there's 2 railway cars there, 2 old box cars. So let's talk about the pit here. Somebody coming? Okay, so the Reba Pit was located at milepost 127.4, original line 98.3 on the Graham subdivision. This pit was established in 1944 and was a 108 car spur attached at the east end. So this end here, again, you can see the ties back there. In 1981, the spur was renamed Reba Pit GR55. It was 4,350 feet long. It was shut down in 1982, but reactivated in 1985 through 1988. So what we'll do is I'll show you the map. So it does show up on the map, and then I will show you the timetables. Okay, so I'll show you a couple little zoomed in views here. Again, we don't want to go there. We want to respect the people's properties. Okay, I'll show you a zoomed in view. You can see there's, looks like a sauna maybe, or another cabin down by the lake. And I'll show you a zoomed in view of the red one here. This one's obviously the facade has been changed on this one here, but the red one looks pretty much as it did. So I'll show you a zoomed in view of that. Okay, so let's continue on. Got a couple of hunters coming here on their quads. Again, it's hard to know exactly where the spur was. The map shows the spur right beside the grade here. Again, you can see the material that's all been dug out. So that looks like it could be the spur right here, but again, it fluctuates. It goes up and down and then it disappears. And so again, I don't know if it was right beside the grade or if it was further out. It for sure was on this side. You can see lots of pieces of telegraph poles. Again, just a huge pit. Like you can see the material's been dug out way in there and way down that way as well. Okay, we're going to we'll pull up here, we'll pause the video and let these guys go by. Okay, let's resume here after we had a little chit chat with a couple of nice folks there. So there are more telegraph poles here. There is some with signage. One is legible, one is illegible. Okay, let's pause here for a second because I'm going to take you down and show you a little bit of the pit. So we've come off the grade here a little bit into the pit. And so you can see this area here. You can see all this would have been all material that would have been removed. You can see some of the vestiges over there. So basically you can see kind of the height of where the, where the original land used to be. What the heck is the dog doing? Stop rolling and stuff. And so again, tons of material seems like was removed over the years. So again, this pit was in operation for quite a long time. So you can imagine it probably was a lot of material. Here you can see, looks like some aggregate. Again, more aggregate here. So I would imagine, because there's the grade up there. I would imagine that this would have been all level with the grade probably, and this material was all dug out. Okay, so let's head back up to the grade. All right, you can see the remnants of a telegraph pole here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Dominion, clear Dominion 42s there. So again, it looks like there's something here running at times alongside of the grade, but again, it's really hard to tell. So here's another telegraph pole. Now the sun's popped out, so it might be harder to see things. I'm positive there was a couple with signs on them. There's a big fat telegraph pole here. Yeah, it's just a massive pit. Another one here. Big pile of ties down there. That may have been from the spur. Another telegraph pole. May have missed the one. There was one with a sign on it and it was all covered in moss and you couldn't make out anything on the pole on the side. Here you can see again all of the jack pine that are growing up. And we got some stuff coming up here. Oh, here's the one with the sign where you can't read it. So there's the sign. You can see that it's completely illegible. Maybe you scrape the moss away, but I don't know how I would get up to the top of that pole. And then over here, we got a couple of neat things. So you'll see a few of these in spots today. Found a few of them. So you'll see there's a chunk of concrete there and a chunk of concrete there. So these are rail holders. So best I can tell, these were spotted. These were located about every mile on the line. I don't know who did them. I don't know if it was Grand Trunk, Canadian Government Railways, Canadian National Railways. So you can imagine they're kind of like a little triangular shape, kind of like a little sort of two-dimensional pyramid. And on the top there would have been a metal plate, and then they would have had rails across them. And again, they would have been there about every mile, and they would have put rails on top of them, pre-spotted them, so that I guess if they had to do repairs, they already had rails on hand. Something you still see sometimes. Last few weeks I've kind of driven by the Canadian Pacific tracks, Canadian Pacific Kansas City, and I still see those sometimes on the CPKC tracks, where you'll see spots where they have a few little pieces of rail. Sometimes I guess if they got to do a repair. Makes it a little bit more challenging now with continuously welded rail. Oh, there's one. Oh yeah, there's the marker. So this one, very hard to tell. This one either says 50 cars or 90 cars. 25 kilometers we've done. Let's give you the zoomed in view. Let's zoom in even more. I don't know, it's hard to see. It's either a 5 or a 9. So again, really, really hard to see, but again, nice little legacy. And again, you're going to see another one. Well, not quite, you're going to see another one coming up. Okay, so let's, you know what, let's zoom ahead a little bit more here. There's the bottom end of a pole right there. Okay, let's hold up here for a second. We're still kind of in the pit, and then after I'm going to take you on a little adventure.